morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about why cigarette smoking and vaping should be banned everywhere for the health and safety of citizens. While many people see smoking and vaping as personal choices, the reality is that both activities have serious consequences, not only for the users, but also for the people around them. Cigarettes and e-cigarettes are linked to disease, addictions, and even death. Because of these dangers, they should no longer be allowed in our communities. First, let's discuss cigarette smoking. Cigarettes are one of the most harmful products ever sold to the public. According to the CDC, smoking can cause cancer almost anywhere in the body. It damages the lungs, heart, blood vessels, and many other organs. Smoking also reduces a person's overall quality of life by increasing the risk of serious diseases such as lung cancer, heart disease, stroke, and chronic respiratory illnesses. The dangers of smoking do not stop with the smoker. Secondhand smoke is also extremely harmful. The CDC reports that secondhand smoke causes more than 40,000 deaths among non-smoking adults and around 400 deaths in infants each year. Children and adults who are regularly exposed to secondhand smoke can develop many of the same health problems as smokers themselves. These include respiratory infections, asthma attacks, heart disease, and even cancer. This means that when we choose to smoke around somebody, they are not only putting themselves at risk, but also endangering the health of everyone around them. Now let's talk about vaping. Many people assume that vaping is a safe alternative to smoking, but that is far from the truth. The CDC states that most e-cigarettes contain nicotine, which is a highly addictive chemical. Nicotine can change the way the brain functions and create strong dependency. Over time, people may feel as though they cannot focus, relax, or even get through their day without vaping. This addiction can become extremely difficult to break. In addition to addiction, vaping introduces harmful substances into the body. There have been many cases where people were poisoned after exposure to e-cigarette liquid. If these chemicals are dangerous enough that they should not come in contact with your skin, it raises the question of why they should be inhaled into your lungs. Along with this, the heating elements used in many vaping devices contain metals such as lead, nickel, and tin. Tiny particles of these metals can break off during the use and enter the lungs, potentially causing long-term damage. When you look at the risks, it becomes clear that there are far more disadvantages to vaping than the benefits. Some people may ask which is worse, smoking or vaping. The truth is that neither one is good for your health. However, cigarettes have caused significantly more harm to society than vaping so far. Cigarettes have been around since the 1800s, while e-cigarettes have only been widely available for a relatively short time. When cigarettes first became popular, people were unaware of the long-term consequences. They believed that smoking helped them relax and reduce stress. Unfortunately, they did not realize that they were exposing themselves to addiction and deadly diseases. By the 1930s and 40s, researchers began studying the health effects of smoking. However, it was not until 1964 that health officials officially confirmed that smoking causes lung cancer. By then, millions of people had already become addicted. Even after warning labels were introduced and public awareness increased, many individuals continued smoking despite knowing the risks. The impact of cigarettes on public health has been devastating. According to the global health statistics, smoking is responsible for millions of deaths every year. While vaping has also been linked to illnesses and deaths, the long-term effects are still being studied because these products are relatively new. What we do know is that both smoking and vaping exposes people to unnecessary health risks and contribute to addictions. Some argue that adults should be free to choose whether they smoke or vape. While personal freedom is important, there are limits when individual choices negatively affect public health. Society already regulates many dangerous products and behaviors to protect people from harm. When a product causes disease, addiction, and death on such a large scale, governments have a responsibility to take action. In conclusion, smoking and vaping have serious consequences for both individuals and society. Cigarettes cause cancer, disease, and death, while vaping promotes nicotine addiction and exposes users to harmful chemicals and heavy metals. Both products place lives at risk and create health problems that not only affect users, but also innocent bystanders. For these reasons, stronger measures should be taken to protect public health and reduce the use of these harmful products. Thank you for listening.